You know, when I was a kid, I had two favorite anime. I would watch Dragon Ball Z on UPN, and then I would turn to Telemundo and watch Dragon Ball Z! That one was my favorite one. And now it's time to cover the whole story. I'm not gonna cover like every detail. Sorry for all you Garlic Jr. fans out there. It's not canon anyway. What are you doing with your life? I'm just gonna cover a highlight reel of some of the most major bits with some of my personal favorite hype moments thrown in there for good measure. Starting with Age 737, the destruction of planet Vegeta. Our story begins on the planet Vegeta, home to a warrior race known as the Saiyans. You're familiar. The Saiyans are contracted by Lord Frieza, a sadistic space tyrant with a hardcore inferiority complex. He's little, you get it? It's a pretty good deal. The Saiyans conquer planets for Frieza, and in return, he doesn't exterminate them all. It's a bad deal. You know, as helpful as they've been, the Saiyans pose a threat to Frieza, and he knows it. He's especially spooked by the legend of the Super Saiyan, a mystical warrior with immense power. Not taking any chances, Frieza summons all the Saiyans throughout the galaxy to the planet, fully intent on wiping them and their planet from existence. Sounds like a good guy, right? But the brilliant Bardock sees through Frieza's plan. Rather than run away, he and his wife, Gine, save their son Kakarot by sending him to Earth. Their other son, Raditz, is already out and about on a mission with Prince Vegeta, which you can see at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super Broly. Hey, with all the Saiyans gathered, or most of them at least, Frieza finally destroys planet Vegeta, eradicating nearly the entire Saiyan race. Meanwhile, Kakarot lands on Earth and is discovered by an old martial artist named Gohan. Gohan renames him Goku, and after the young Saiyan suffers a blow to the head, Gohan raises him to be a carefree, kind-hearted boy. Okay, great. Over the next few years, Goku goes on a series of adventures involving the Dragon Balls, 7 mystical balls that, when gathered, will summon the dragon Shenron and grant a wish. He meets all our favorites, Bulma, Krillin, Master Roshi, and the hopeless romantic Yamcha, to name a few. There's a wish for perfect underpants, a giant rabbit that turns people into carrots. Yeah, there's a lot to cover. You'll just have to watch Dragon Ball and get caught up. Of course, we could do a Dragon Ball timeline if you want it. October 12th, day before my birthday, age 761, Raditz arrives. Things couldn't be going better for Goku. He's stronger than ever, he has a loving family, and his nemesis Piccolo is still at bay. One day, Goku is introducing the gang to his son, Gohan. Remember that name? Out of the blue, Raditz shows up to recruit Goku into his squad. Once he blasts through Earth's first line of defense, farmer with a shotgun, he reaches Kame house and tells Goku about his true identity, his Saiyan name, his heritage, all that nonsense. He insists that Goku join up with him and his 2 teammates to conquer planets, as was his original mission, but Goku refuses. Unfortunately, Raditz is way out of everyone's league, so he kidnaps Gohan to recruit him instead of Goku. Raditz is such a threat that Goku and Piccolo are forced to team up. The only way they can manage to take him down is by Goku putting him in a full Nelson and Piccolo firing his special beam cannon through both of their chests. As the 2 Saiyans lay dying, Piccolo assures Goku he'll bring him back with the Dragon Balls. But Raditz's scouter broadcasts Piccolo's message to his teammates Prince Vegeta and Nappa. Tempted by the thought of immortality, the 2 Saiyans set a course for Earth to claim the Dragon Balls for themselves. To prepare for the upcoming battle, Piccolo trains Gohan, Piccolo raises Gohan, Piccolo becomes Gohan's father, Piccolo puts his name on Gohan's birth certificate. What am I doing? The Z fighters train up on Kami's lookout, and Goku trains with King Kai in Otherworld, where he learns the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb technique within a single day. Master Roshi wishes Goku back to life, but Goku still has to hustle all the way back through Snake Way to return to Earth, which somehow doesn't happen ever again. They wish other people back from the dead, but none of them have to do the snake thing. What is that? What is that? Akira, what is that? Nobody else has to do the snake thing? November 3rd, age 762, Vegeta and NAPPA. When Vegeta and NAPPA show up, they waste no time making a mess of things. And the Z-Fighters stand no chance. Yamcha is killed by a Cyberman. Chaozu fruitlessly blows himself up, and Tien loses an arm before Nappa finally kills him. Piccolo, having grown fond of his new son Gohan during their training, sacrifices himself by blocking one of Nappa's blasts. The only ones left alive are Krillin and Gohan at this point, and they're beaten up pretty bad. Yajirobe is still around, too. You forget about him? Do you remember Yajirobe? Finally, after flying down Snake Way for the past day, it only took a day? Goku joins the fight. With his new power, Goku thrashes Nappa so bad that he paralyzes him from the waist down. Of course, not to be upstaged, Vegeta demonstrates his ruthlessness by killing Nappa himself, because he's a good friend. From here, Goku and Vegeta trade blows, with their battle culminating in a beam struggle between Vegeta's Gallic Gun and Goku's classic Kamehameha, which are the same thing. To surpass Vegeta, Goku kicks his Kaioken up to ×4. Goku wins the beam struggle, but Vegeta's not finished yet. He basically pulls an artificial moon out of his pocket and transforms into a great ape, becoming nearly unstoppable, stomping Goku's lights out. When all seems lost, Yajirobe jumps in and cuts Vegeta's tail off, reverting him back to his base form, and then does nothing useful for the rest of the series. It's not over yet. Vegeta still has plenty of energy left, and to stop him, Goku gathers energy for a spirit bomb and hands it off to Krillin. Ugh. Krillin then hurls the spirit bomb at Vegeta. It rebounds off Gohan and sends Vegeta flying. But the Saiyan Prince still isn't down. Only after getting crushed by a semi-great ape, Gohan, does Vegeta finally throw in the towel and call for his space pod. As he's scuttling to safety, Krillin catches up and prepares to stab him in the face with Yajirobe's sword. How cruel. But Goku insists that they should show Vegeta mercy. Vegeta flies away with his tail on the ground. Goku and the gang shuffle off to the hospital to recover from their injuries. Saiyan Aftermath! The visit from the Saiyans leaves the Z-Fighter roster pretty limited. And the worst part is, Gohan's dad is dead. Piccolo, I mean. Of course, since he's gone, Kami is gone. They're the same person, they die. One dies, the other dies. And with Kami gone, the Dragon Balls are gone. Yeah, because that's transitive property. So the only way to bring their friends back to life is to travel to planet Namek, Piccolo and Kami's homeworld, and use that planet's set of Dragon Balls. Yeah, this is where they also introduced that Piccolo is an alien and not a demon. He was a demon for a long time. We can get into that later. So, over the next few days, Bulma patches up Kami's old spaceship, and she, Krillin, and Gohan shove off for planet Namek. With no spare senzu beans lying around, Goku has to stay behind and recover from his injuries like a normal person. December 18th through 24th, aged 762, Namek and Frieza. Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan finally land on planet Namek after landing on a fake one. It's fine if you missed that episode, they missed a whole planet. But they're not the only ones looking for the Dragon Balls. Vegeta, now fully healed, has gone rogue from the Frieza Force and is pursuing the Dragon Balls once again. And as if that wasn't bad enough, Lord Frieza and his henchmen are also looking for the Dragon Balls. The show is called Dragon Ball Z. It's set, of course they are. Duh. Things then play out like it's a mad world, which is a reference I don't understand. Everyone was zipping around Namek, occasionally crossing paths, all seeking the same treasure. Vegeta picks off Frieza's cronies one by one. We got Kui, Dodoria, Zarbon, who I thought was very cool when I was a kid. All are slain by the progressively mightier Saiyan Prince. And of course, Frieza is off slaughtering Namekian villages to procure the Dragon Balls. Seems unnecessary, but sure. Meanwhile, Goku has recovered from his injuries with a fresh senzu bean and immediately hops on a spaceship to Namek to help his pals. But it's no joyride as he continues to train at many times Earth's gravity throughout the trip. Eventually, Frieza grows tired of Vegeta's meddling, as you do with meddling, and he calls in the big guns, the Ginyu Force. Even Vegeta is afraid of them, which seems silly now that we know what we know, so he forms a temporary alliance with Krillin and Gohan to protect themselves. Goldo goes down pretty easily, even with his time-stopping powers, but Recoome is a whole different animal, a humanoid. He walks all over Krillin, Gohan, and Vegeta, who collectively could destroy him now. Luckily, Goku shows up just in the nick of time to stop Recoome's onslaught, and Goku makes such quick work of Burter that Jace retreats to tattle on him to, I'll say snitch. Who says tattle? Who wrote this? Goku makes such quick work of Burter that Jace retreats to snitch on him to Captain Ginyu. When Jace returns with Captain Ginyu, Vegeta has already executed Recoome and Burter. Now the only one left to combat the captain is Goku, and Ginyu is really good at fighting, so it's hard. At first, his body swapping technique gets the best of Goku, but Ginyu can't properly harness Goku's energy to its full potential, cause he a little Vegeta returns after killing Jace, and he joins Gohan and Krillin in beating the out of Captain Ginyu, forcing him to return to his own body. Ginyu is about to swap bodies with Vegeta, but thanks to some quick thinking and a Namekian frog, Goku and the gang claim victory, leaving Ginyu to hop away in defeat. Like a valet, I'm gonna tell him you made me do this, Stan. Ginyu leaves Goku's body with a few scratches. So Vegeta suggests bringing Goku back to Frieza's ship and sticking him in one of those little healing tanks like Darth Vader. You know Darth Vader from other stuff? He's even kind enough to outfit Krillin and Gohan with some Saiyan armor. Of course, this is all while he plans on betraying them and stealing the Dragon Balls for himself and blah blah villains. Yeah, okay. Before he can put his plan into action, Gohan and Krillin snag the Dragon Balls, wish Piccolo back to life, and wish for him to come to planet Namek. A furious Vegeta catches up, but the Dragon Balls are rendered useless when Grand Elder Guru dies. Vegeta's not the only one who's furious, of course. Frieza arrives, ready to punish whoever used the Dragon Balls. Vegeta holds off Frieza in his first form, but Frieza's second form quickly turns the tide in his favor. Just then, a newly powered up Piccolo shows up and kicks the out of Frieza's second form, forcing him to transform again. Not taking any chances, Frieza throws down the gauntlet and reveals his final form, which is actually his original form. He powers down rather than powering. It's a complicated thing. And so, Frieza proceeds to lay waste to the team, killing Dende and torturing Vegeta. When Vegeta's at death's door, Goku finally shows up, which he seems to do pretty frequently, fully healed and ready to do battle. He sees what Frieza's tyranny has done to his friends, the Namekians, and especially Vegeta. Goku and Frieza go at it for a couple of rounds, with Frieza nearly drowning Goku at one point. With no other options, Goku gathers energy for, at this point, the mother of all spirit bombs. The spirit bomb hits Frieza dead on, and the day is saved. At least until a laser shoots out from nowhere and pierces Piccolo through the chest. Yeah, Frieza's not dead. He's undead again. He's back. Who would have thought? For dramatic effect, the Spirit Bomb only slowed Frieza down. With Piccolo out of commission, Frieza sets his sights on Krillin and promptly blows him up, creating gifs for ages. Seeing the death of his friend, Goku becomes enraged, his eyes roll back in his head, his body begins to convulse, and his energy skyrockets. And with a mighty scream, he realizes the legend and becomes a Super Saiyan. With this new form, Goku begins to put Frieza in his place. But Frieza's inferiority complex can't handle it. He throws a temper tantrum and throws a colossal energy ball directly into the ground in an attempt to destroy planet Namek, cause he's a f***ing hole. Because Frieza didn't use enough energy in his blast, Namek lasts a whole entire 5 minutes before being destroyed. It sounds like enough. It sounds like enough energy. As Goku and Frieza fight, the gang uses Earth's Dragon Balls to revive the Namekians. Then they use the last wish of the Namekian Dragon Balls to wish everyone on Namek to Earth, sans Goku and Frieza. After fighting at full power, Frieza eventually slices himself up with his own Destructo Disc-esque technique, ever merciful. Goku gives Frieza enough energy to flee the planet before it explodes. What does Frieza do with it but try to blast Goku while his back is turned? You fool! Of course, even Goku's mercy has its limits, so he turns around, blasts Frieza before heading to Frieza's own ship. Namek Aftermath, age 763. Over the next few months, the gang gathers and regathers the Dragon Balls to wish Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu back to life. When they try to wish Goku back to Earth, Shenron tells them Goku refuses, and he spends the next year or so in space. You have a family. What are you doing? And now it gets cool. Enter Trunks, August, age 764. After some peace and quiet on Earth, the gang senses Frieza's foul energy approaching once again. And he's not alone. He's brought his daddy, King Cold, as well as some deadly new cybernetic augmentations. Just as the gang is preparing for the fight of their lives, a random teenager in a purple capsule core jacket strolls up, casually goes Super Saiyan, and proceeds to slice the out of Frieza and kill King Cold. He does this all without breaking a sweat, of course, and as if that wasn't impressive enough, he also accurately predicts Goku's arrival from space only a few hours later. How? You might ask. This Mystery Saiyan introduces himself to Goku as Trunks, Vegeta and Bulma's son who's come back from the future. According to Trunks, Goku will eventually die from a heart virus, of all things, and 2 androids will kill just about every one of the Z fighters. So he leaves Goku with a medicine for the virus and some friendly advice. Hey man, you got 3 years to train your dick off before the androids appear. Krillin and Yamcha train together at Kame House. Goku and Piccolo train Gohan together, resting only to get their driver's license. And eventually, this timeline's Trunks is born. Arrival of the androids, Ansel, May 12th through 19th, age 767. 3 years of training later, which could have been 3 days. It could have been 3 days. Android 19 and Android 20, aka Dr. Gero, finally hit the scene. Luckily, the gang's training has paid off, especially Yamcha's. Goku succumbs to his heart virus while fighting 19, but a newly Super Saiyan Vegeta jumps in to fully decommission the android with a big bang attack. Panicked, Dr. Gero retreats to his lab to activate his last resorts. Oh no! It seems like everything's under control until Trunks returns from the future to tell them they're fighting the wrong androids! He's just fighting a Samsung Galaxy. Android 17 and 18, the actual androids that Trunks warned Goku about, are activated and have already killed Dr. Gero. And it gets worse. The 2 androids activate a 3rd android to wreak havoc alongside them, Android 16. Not even Super Saiyan Vegeta can stack up without having his bones shattered. It's weird that chronologically, the stronger ones are the ones that come earlier in the order. Why are 16 through 18 stronger than 19 and 20? Explain! With the Z-Fighters down and Krillin love-struck, the androids go for a joyride before setting out to kill Goku, even though heart disease is already gonna do it. Okay. To defeat the androids, Piccolo is left with no other choice. He fuses with Kami to reform the Super Namekian who originally landed on Earth, and he's got just the target to test his new powers on. When he investigates the strange energy, Piccolo discovers a mysterious bug creature named Cell, who tells Piccolo literally his entire life story. Cell is an android developed by Dr. Gero, formed of cells gathered from the Z-Fighters, the Saiyans, and even Frieza. He's traveled from the future to absorb androids 17 and 18 to become, as he puts it, perfect. With this new info, Piccolo wastes no time kicking Cell's forcing the bug to retreat and Piccolo to warn everyone else about their newest foe. Krillin and Trunks destroy Dr. Gero's lab, as well as the current timeline Cell, still a little larva-looking thing. One down, one to go. With all these dangers lurking around, the gang decides to regroup and strategize. Once Goku recovers from his virus, thanks to the handy medicine, he, Gohan, Vegeta, and Trunks decide to train in the hyperbolic time chamber, which they could have done years ago. Naturally, royal privilege dictates that Vegeta and Trunks go first. Because Piccolo is the only one strong enough to handle the androids, he goes to destroy them before Cell can get his hands on them. As Piccolo is duking it out with Android 17 in one of the hypest fights of the series, Cell shows up stronger than before. Android 16 puts up a valiant fight, but it's no use. Cell absorbs Android 17 to become semi-perfect Cell. Thanks to the hype that is Tien's Neo Tri-Beam, 18 and a battered 16 manage to sneak away from Cell and avoid being devoured. Back at Kami's lookout, Vegeta and Trunks pop out of the hyperbolic time chamber, each a year older and a year stronger. Gohan and Goku take their turn in the chamber, and Vegeta and Trunks fly away to deal with Cell. That time in the chamber paid off, and Vegeta and Trunks beat the shit out of Cell with some beefy new forms. Just as Vegeta's about to finish Cell off, the monster appeals to his sense of pride and cuts a deal. To prove his strength, Vegeta lets Cell absorb 18 and become perfect Cell, dooming everyone. Vegeta! Come on, man. Rather than kill everyone, Cell decides to make things a bit more interesting. As you know, Cell is genetically made up from the DNA of a bunch of hypermasculine shonen characters, so it would only make sense that he would organize a tournament, the grand prize of which is to decide the fate of Earth. Once again, the team has to prepare for another seemingly hopeless battle. Vegeta, Trunks, and Piccolo each separately take turns in the time chamber. While those three are breaking a sweat, Goku and Gohan are chilling out with some father-son Super Saiyan bonding. But there is one point of business to take care of, and that is that Piccolo is not being allowed to see his child. Since Piccolo fused with Kami, the Earth has been without a guardian, leaving the Dragon Balls inert and unusable. With the upcoming Cell games, they're probably gonna need them. So Goku recruits their old pal Dende to become the new guardian of Earth and whip up a new set of Dragon Balls, the Cell Games, May 26, age 767. With all the prep work finished, it's time for the Cell Games to begin. First up is the champ, winner of the World Martial Arts Tournament, Hercule Satan. His name is Mark. It's Mark. After a stunning display, Mr. Satan throws the match to let the others have a fair shot at Cell. Throws the match is not strong enough. Next up is Goku. He and Cell go at it for a while before Goku admits defeat. Instead of going for broke, Goku hands it off to Gohan with complete confidence that he'll save the day for some reason. Everyone else is reasonably unsure. Either way, Cell is determined to see Gohan realize his full potential. Why are they all so supportive of each other when they're trying to destroy each other? So anyway, he spits out a couple of Cell Juniors to attack the other Z-Fighters and draw out Gohan's rage. It's only after some inspiring words from Android 16, who has a change of heart, we didn't get into it, that Gohan is finally pushed over the edge. In an emotional burst of energy, Gohan truly surpasses the Super Saiyan and becomes the first Super Saiyan 2. Young Gohan was lit. Y'all don't even know. Now Cell finds himself dealing with more than you bargained for, yeah. Once Gohan takes care of the juniors, he fucks up Cell so bad that he pukes up Android 18, reverting to his semi-perfect form. Knowing victory is close, Gohan pulls a Vegeta and lets his arrogance get the better of him. He starts to taunt Cell, toying with him instead of blasting him away for good. That's Saiyan pride. Suddenly, Cell taps into his Frieza DNA and flips the table by engorging himself to self-destruct and destroy the whole planet in the process. But before he can, Goku springs into action, puts a hand on Cell's belly, says goodbye, and instant transmission Cell to King Kai's planet. Cell blows up, killing Goku, King Kai, and even Bubbles and Gregory in the process. And I feel like I should rewind and explain what instant transmission is. It's basically this. He learned a secret technique on planet Yardrat after the Frieza thing. We did not explain that, but I felt like it was important. But of course, Cell is able to regenerate, as is indicated by the name Cell. Between the enormous Zenkai power boost from exploding and merging himself with Goku cells, he's able to use instant transmission and return to Earth even stronger than before. The power gap between Cell and Gohan is closed, and Cell renders Gohan's arm completely useless. It all comes down to a beam struggle, Cell's Kamehameha versus Gohan's one-handed Kamehameha. In true anime fashion, the power of friendship prevails. All the other Z fighters throw everything they have at Cell, and Goku gives his son some telepathic encouragement from Otherworld. Finally, a single blast from Vegeta knocks Cell off balance, and Gohan makes one final push to atomize Cell to the last. Our hero then collapses and gives a thumbs up. Peace and quiet. Quiet. If you can believe it, things actually stay pretty peaceful for like a little bit. Chi-Chi gives birth to Goten, Krillin marries Android 18, and Gohan starts doing a whole Spider-Man thing, balancing life between a normal high schooler and a caped crime fighter, the Great Saiyaman. Things are so peaceful that the whole gang decides to enter the World Martial Arts Tournament for old time's sake. Not one to miss a tournament, Goku gets a day pass to participate. Majin Buu, May 7th through 8th, age 774. Was this 2 days? Jesus Christ. The time thing is just... In addition to our usual contenders, this tournament has some outlandish entrants. There's a short purple guy named Shin, his long-haired pink buddy Kibito, and 2 gray muscle men with cursive M's on their foreheads, Spopovich and Yamu. And of course you can't forget Mighty Mask. Turns out that Spopovich and Yamu are gathering energy for Babidi, an evil space wizard trying to resurrect the even more evil Majin Buu. Once Babidi's 2 thralls gather energy from Gohan, they rush back to their master's ship. Shin reveals his true identity as the Supreme Kai, guardian of the universe, and tasks the Z-Fighters with foiling Babidi's plot, as if they didn't know they were gonna have to do that anyway. While searching for Spopovich and Yamu, the gang is intercepted by Dabura, the Demon King. Wait. Wasn't Piccolo? Piccolo's the demon. He's also under Babidi's control, by the way. Dabura swiftly kills Kibito, turns Piccolo and Krillin into stone with his spit, and retreats into the spaceship. To reverse Dabura's spell, the rest of the gang gives chase to defeat him. Of course, it's all part of Babidi's plan to lure the Saiyans inside and harness their energy to free Majin Buu. Although Goku and Vegeta make quick work of Babidi's lesser henchmen, Dabura proves too difficult for Gohan to handle. Frustrated with Gohan's failure, Vegeta throws a temper tantrum about how he should have fought against Dabura. He even threatens to destroy the whole ship. Goku manages to calm him down, but it's too late. Babidi uses his magic to transform Vegeta into Majin Vegeta, boosting his power and forcing him to betray his friends. Here's where Vegeta has a full-on midlife crisis. He is tired of being second to Goku at every turn and is ashamed that he's abandoned his ruthless warrior ways for a family. So he allows Babidi to transform him to finally give him the upper hand on Goku. Babidi then teleports everyone back to the World Martial Arts Tournament. At first, Goku refuses to fight Majin Vegeta, but the Saiyan Prince makes Goku an offer he can't refuse. Majin Vegeta fires 2 separate blasts into the stands, killing hundreds of innocent people. Finally, Goku agrees to fight him to put an end to Vegeta's destruction. The 2 are teleported to a remote desert location for a Super Saiyan grudge match. Oh no. While those 2 are duking it out, Majin Buu hatches and materializes from a pink cloud. Majin Vegeta pretends to surrender, knocks Goku out with a cheap shot, and flies off to defeat Majin Buu. But everyone quickly realizes that Majin Buu is much more dangerous than he appears. The blob defeats Supreme Kai, sends Gohan flying into the forest, and even turns Dabura into a cookie and eats him. Majin Vegeta gives Buu a pretty good fight, but Buu's regeneration renders his efforts useless. Finally, Majin Vegeta makes a last stand. To protect his family and this planet that he's grown to care for, he sacrifices himself. He releases a colossal amount of energy, catching Majin Buu in the explosion and redeeming himself in the process. But because Vegeta can never catch a break, Majin Buu regenerates anyway. Buu then goes on a terrifying yet whimsical killing and eating spree. Amidst the chaos, the gang takes time to regroup. They gather the Dragon Balls again and wish everyone killed by Vegeta and Dabura that day back to life, including Kibito. Kibito then helps the Supreme Kai find a battered Gohan, and the 3 of them teleport to the sacred world of the Kai to recover. While there, Gohan begins training with the Z-Sword, a legendary weapon with the power to hopefully stop Majin Buu. Back on Earth, Goku wrangles the gang and teleports them to the safety of Kami's lookout. He's convinced that the only way to beat Majin Buu is through fusion, specifically the fusion of Goten and Trunks, for some reason. Goku had picked up this nifty dancing technique from the Metamorphs in Otherworld, and he teaches it to Goten and Trunks as well as Piccolo. But Majin Buu is approaching West City, home of Bulma's parents and the Dragon Radar, so while Trunks flies off to retrieve the Dragon Radar, Goku stalls for time by showing Majin Buu his newest, flashiest transformation, Super Saiyan 3. He convinces Buu to wait 2 days and allow the young Saiyans to master the fusion dance. Again, why so supportive? Babidi objects, but his objections are overruled when Buu rebels and kills him, as you do. Under Piccolo's guidance, Trunks and Goten continue to practice the fusion dance. Unfortunately, Goku's Super Saiyan 3 uses a lot of energy, forcing him to return to Otherworld before the day is up. Once there, he senses Gohan's energy and instantly transmits to the sacred world of the Kai to reunite with his son. Gohan's training with the Z-Sword has come along, but when the Supreme Kai puts it to the test against the universe's hardest material, the sword shatters. Out comes Old Kai, a Kai who is old, who agrees to unlock Gohan's mystic powers in exchange for a kiss from an Earthling woman. And so, the waiting begins as Old Kai sits quietly reading his nudie magazines, as you of course knew he was doing. Meanwhile, Buu is taking a siesta, making friends with Mr. Satan and his new puppy Bee. Just as Mr. Satan convinces Buu to stop killing people, some bandits attack, cause good timing, causing Buu to freak out and separate, literally releasing his evil side. Evil Buu defeats the original Buu, absorbs him, and becomes a slimmer, more sinister version of Majin Buu. And now with a renewed bloodlust, Buu makes a beeline for Kami's lookout, which is the most confusing sentence I've ever said in my life. The new Buu must have forgotten to deal with Goku because he demands to fight a day early. Trunks and Goten still need to train, so Piccolo is forced to stall as Buu proceeds to kill nearly every person on the entire planet with a single attack. After sneaking Trunks and Goten into the hyperbolic time chamber for some extra training, Piccolo leads Majin Buu there as well. Inside the chamber, Trunks and Goten show the fruits of their training, fusing into Gotenks. Unfortunately, their penchant for theatrics makes for a sloppy fight, and after some overly flashy techniques, namely the Galactic Donut and the Super Ghost Kamikaze attack, Gotenks' showmanship goes too far when they feign defeat. Piccolo destroys the door to the time chamber, trapping everyone inside. No sweat though, Majin Buu just screams a portal back to Kami's lookout. Very frustrated with my favorite show. Of course, not to be upstaged, Gotenks powers up to Super Saiyan 3, the second and final person to do so, and also screams his way back to the lookout with Piccolo in tow. Gotenks and Buu continue their battle, and just when Gotenks gets the upper hand, Super Saiyan 3 wears off, and standing no chance, Gotenks defuses in defeat. Suddenly, newly powered up, hotshot Mystic Gohan arrives to fight Buu. He wants to kill him. Gohan is so strong, in fact, that Buu is forced to use sneakier tactics. After exploding and regenerating, Buu tricks Goten and Trunks into fusing again and absorbs them using a piece of himself he lost during the explosion. Soon after, Buu absorbs Piccolo and quickly becomes too much of a challenge for Gohan, even with his new mystic powers. Now it's time for divine intervention. Old Kai brings Goku back to life and arms him with the Potara earrings. Of course, when Goku arrives, things start looking up, as they do. Just as he's preparing to fuse with Gohan, Gotenks defuses inside Buu, giving Gohan the upper hand once again. But another piece of Buu sneaks up behind Gohan and absorbs him too. Oh no! Luckily, Vegeta arrives on a day pass from Otherworld to help in the fight. Faced with no other option, the two rivals use the Potara earrings to permanently fuse into Vegito, who's strong enough in his base form, but after going Super Saiyan, can really Majin Buu up. Even when Buu turns him into a little chocolate ball, Vegito is still too powerful. Buu is on the ropes, but Vegito doesn't want to destroy his friends in the process, so he allows himself to be absorbed by Buu, reverts to Goku and Vegeta somehow. Of course, we find out later that the Potara fusion is just not permanent, and frees Gohan, Trunks, Goten, and Piccolo. They also cut Fat Buu loose against Super Buu's wishes, causing Super Buu to transform into his original, most chaotic form yet, Kid Buu. In a fit of rage, Kid Buu destroys Earth, and only Goku, Vegeta, Dende, Mr. Satan, and Bee survive when Kibito Kai rescues them and transports them to the sacred world of the Kai. And it doesn't take long for Kid Buu to regenerate and follow them there. After Goku, Vegeta, and even Fat Buu have their bouts with Kid Buu to no avail, they realize the only way to stop him is with the Spirit Bomb. Duh. So they use the Dragon Balls to wish Earth and its people back to life, gather their energy, and fuel the Spirit Bomb. How are they finding the Dragon Balls so fast? They're everywhere. Once Kid Buu starts to push the Spirit Bomb back, Vegeta tells Dende to wish for Goku to be at full strength. Powered up once again, Goku goes Super Saiyan, gives the Spirit Bomb the final boost it needs, and completely disintegrates Kid Buu. From here, it's like, we talk about whatever you want to talk about. You want to do Super, which is canon and what we should do, or we could step into the Grand Tour with GT. Yo, let us know in the comments. We could also do the original Dragon Ball, which I'm also cool with, and we should also do, because also canon. We're not doing GT. I don't want to do it. I'm Yudoye with Getting the Robot, your anime explainer. Thanks for watching, and also, Piccolo is Gohan's dad.